So right here, we're getting ready for A-Level Maths Film 13, Quadratic Equations, Part 1, solving them by factorising. In a later film, we're going to solve using the formula and also solve by completing the square. But in this case, we're solving by factorising. So I've already got this set equal to 0, so I need to factorise the left-hand side. X and x. Now, I see that the numbers multiply to a positive number, but add to a negative, so they're both going to be negative. But I multiply to 2, well, it's going to be 2 and 1, and that does indeed give me the minus 3x. So my two solutions come from, first of all, making that bracket equal to 0 would give me an answer of x is 2, and the alternative answer is to make the second bracket equal to 0 to give me an answer of x is 1. So there are my two solutions for that one. Now I've included this one because people often look at this one and not sure what to do. Well, the answer is you set it equal to 0 and you factorise it. It's just that the factorising is a more straightforward example of factorising. I still have two expressions multiplied by each other to give me 0, so my answers come from either the first expression equaling 0 or from whatever value of x makes the second expression equal to 0. And here's a final example where the factorising is a little more difficult. You could do this by splitting the x's, which is how we learned to factorise in a previous film. I'm going to do this by inspection. The reason I'm choosing to do it by inspection is that there is only a limited number of combinations which will give me 3x squared. I've got to have 3x, and I've got to have an x. So that was straightforward. Now in this case, I multiply to a negative. So I know that one of these has to be a plus and one of these has to be a negative. So this one could be a plus and this one could be a negative, for example. And 7, there are only a limited number of possibilities here, because only one, so it's likely to be 1 and 7, isn't it? It's not likely to be 3.5 and 2. So let's just try 1 and 7, and then let's try plus 7 and minus 1. Now, of course, it could be the signs could be the other way around, couldn't they? So, in fact, there are only 4 combinations that I have to try. But I tend to do it by looking at this and saying, well, look, I know that I've got to have plus 20 here. Well, I know that 7 3s are 21. So if I put this 7 here, that's going to give me 21 x's. And I need to subtract 1x, and that's where I can use the 1. So rather than writing out all the possibilities, I tend to kind of think my way through it. So there it is factorised. So what value of x will make the first bracket equal to 0? Well, x could be a third or minus 7. And there are 3 examples there. Remember, you can find some practice questions and some blockets in the comments. And if you want more help, leave me a comment. You can subscribe on YouTube and follow me on TikTok.